What's up, all you in CarX land? Right now, I'm going to do a video for basically giving you the setup of my fastest car I have in my fleet and my home baby. I have over a day of time on this car. I love it. It's like, if you know what sprint cars are, like dirt track racing, they're insane power to weight ratio, and they have big, huge, fat ass tires on them that grip and rip and tear in holes. And that's what this car does. I have some other cars that drive a little more flaunty looking, like the Falcon RX-7. That thing will lift up the tire and carry it, but this thing is fast as fuck, dude. So, if you want to build your car like this, here it is. I will hide nothing on it. The car and the driver have to be as good as they are to be together. So, I'll give you all I know. Alright. Now understand, like, okay, we'll go back. When you go to swaps, you can do different motors. I have a 7.0 that used to be in here. That's what I did until I won this through tournament championships or whatever. And then you just click on X there, and you go into the first screen. I messed with a couple things, like the rear damper rebound, just to make the back end stay planted through the corner a little bit better. I run stiffness in my springs in the front and length in my springs in the back if I was going to have a lift, but this car slammed to the ground as low as it goes. Stiffness in the front is going to give you traction in the back, and somewhat opposite. I run a lot of camber. I think I don't know, it helps you go through the corners faster, I believe, and you have better, uh, basically, reaction steering wise. If you look on the left side, it tells you like their actual definition, which they are amazing. CarX is a badass game, dude. Thank you guys for making this game. It's not just a game; it's a life, I believe. I run a little bit of caster, but my big thing I change on almost all my cars is I go 65 degrees max steering angle, and almost always at zero for Acumen angle. Certain cars will have a little bit, but they're heavier cars to do certain things. And then a little bit of camber in the rear. Mostly camber in the rear will give you traction or too much traction, especially with these big old tires. You have to have a little bit of angle in them, or they'll just grip up too much, and your car will actually do a flip over. And I have a couple cars that I have to drive specific ways not to let them grip up too much in the corner, because I'll just barrel roll right out of a corner when I'm drifting. Probably looks pretty funny to people. Alright, here's the real deal. 24 in the front, 25 in the back for diameter. This is important. This is something I've played a lot with, a lot of hours experimenting, going one click at a time on these things, and like I'm dialing my cars in. Air pressure, I always go lowest in the back. Profile in the back, that's gonna be 50 or above on most cars. If I'm trying to run like the 90s go slow guys, which I get it, they're very technical. I'm trying to get into that a little bit more right now. They'll be like a 40 or 45 for me, and then 30 all the way down to 20 in the front, depending on car. I didn't realize this was actually that high. I'm gonna go 25 and see what happens. Basically, what that does is it gives your tire grip to the ground, and it also gives it height, which will be more miles per hour and more bouncy. When you put those big tires on the back and you drop your car into like a map, it kind of drops it off the air and lands it on the ground. Sometimes your car bounces up kind of high, just because you got big slicks, basically. Alright, brakes. I don't do a whole lot with these. I do give a little bit more poundage and a little bit more to the front. I like to be able to go into my corners, and after I'm already initiated at my angle, if I'm starting to slide up too much because I didn't get enough grip because of my rear tires, I can just kind of feather into my left brake trigger, and it will pull the front end down to the corner. So if you do that and you're getting on the gas, you can spin out very easily because it's going to whip your car around. So play easy with the brake on the front. It's very, very valuable. A lot of people, I think, maybe not know you have to max tune on all this stuff. Otherwise, your horsepower will not be that high. Transmissions, always sequential, always spool, unless I'm building a race car that grip races. Then I'll do clutch style. Final drive is always 500 or above. I don't ever have much lower than a 90 for my sixth gear. As long as I'm above 130 for miles per hour, you can pretty much play with those anywhere you want, and they're going to be like shift difference on preference, basically, and what gear you go into the corner. On this game, from what I understand, you go in the corner at a higher gear with a more miles per hour, you get more points for your drift, right? So, alright, that's it. I do all my own custom paint designs and everything, all that stuff. Like, and this one's red. It's not supposed to be red right now, but you can change all this stuff. It's pretty cool. Thank you, CarX, for this game, dude. Have a good day, y'all.